Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. From the 6. And they will be backed up deep. Trouble. As they're going to start this drive at the 6.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Here we go, here we go.
Quickly to the air is Burrow. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Saints, nothing.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Second down, and it's Kamara again.
And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case.
He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that well.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
618.
Now Carr. Finding Taysom Hill complete.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
On 1, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints get a bit closer. Lutz with the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
On 2, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The ball on the 8 still could get a 1st down technically. 2nd and 7.
Here's Burrow. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
On 1, ready?
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
It's a gain of 17.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Here we go. 12, 12, 12.
Burrow going to keep it on the sneak. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up first and goal.
Well, you just totally get the sense there that a field goal was not in the game plan at all.
And the boys up front, they created the surge. I think they knew that they had the leverage advantage.
Oh, that's a great point there. Being able to get lower than the defensive front, create just enough space. And I love when those quarterbacks get low and slide in there and get it done.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on second and goal? Mixon again. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th down. That's what got them this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And he's got this almost to yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now a play fake. Carr. There's Chris Olave. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 41 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by B.J. Hill.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
6:37.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Complete to Olave on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Carr. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on third down as a real key down in any drive, any situation, and they took full advantage of third down there and made a play.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. Being chased out left.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down, as you said, in the red zone. Definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got it.
And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
Here's Kamara off the draw. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. A bad time for a roughing penalty. And they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Carr. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Pass complete. Finds Thomas going across the middle. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Here we go.
And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
Flow, flow, flow.
First down. Here's Burrow. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this one nearly picked off. Yeah, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
But whatever they called on defense, they made sure they were ready for the pass on that snap, made the proper adjustments, and helped force an incompletion.
11, 11, 11, 11.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Here we go, here we go.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll set up a throw. And this one is incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Jet sweep. Carr bats it forward. Oh, good move. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
That's good for a Saints. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
What now? 7:34. 9.
Shotgun now for Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Flushed out right. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this throw will be intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why, because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game, because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
An option handoff here to Mixon.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
11 MT.
Again, it's Mixon.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
And they go play action now. Burrow.
He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here we go. 11 MT.
On second down, here's Mixon. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Here we go.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now it's Burrow. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. play action. It's Carr. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Carr's throw caught by his receiver, Hill.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. On play action, now Carr. He's got a man, it's his fullback. There's the stiff arm, and he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. A 10th carry for Kamara.
Well, you see the speed there of Daxton Hill reaching him before he could get back to the line of scrimmage.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
6-18.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
On one, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here we go, here we go.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
1st down, Cincinnati.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Gun. Gun. Hey, we got to go score. Let's go.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, But they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Back to Mixon on second down.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
Touchdown, Bengals.
Jamar Chase.
42 yards.
And the Bengals are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Kamara try the right side. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Forced out to his left. Slings this deep from McLaurin. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Saints. Terry McLaurin. 67 yards.
And the Saints get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Lutz good on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. The Bengals drive about to get going.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here we go, here we go.
New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for 3rd. Burrow looking to pass. Finds the open target, Arnold. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
They'll try to eat some clock with Mixon.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Gun.
On 2nd and 9. Burrow looking left side, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
56 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, first down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
The question for Mixon was, after an injury-riddled 2020, would he be back to his old self in 2021? And not only was he back, he was even better. He set career highs across the board, finished top 4 league-wide in yardage and touchdowns.
On 2.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
McPherson on for the point after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Bengals 56, Saints 14. Kevin McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And that final kickoff concludes the ball game, partner. And one side, a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is just telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough where that one possession down the stretch might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
So for the Bengals, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.